Hey everyone, it's Christine Pedersen, and I'm jumping on today to talk about gratitude. I had a hard week. Started with a tough day on Thursday where I found myself really reacting to the things going on around me, whether it was other people's opinions, um, aggressiveness, passive aggressiveness, my children's big feelings. I was just feeling it all and really reacting to it. So instead of like allowing them to have their experience, I found myself just really taking it personally. And it was sending me into fight or flight. Like I could feel my fists clenching and my temperature rising in my skin. And I really, really had to use my self-soothing skills that are very new. And thankfully, I am really good at catching myself when I'm spinning or spiraling or in free fall like that. So, one of my biggest self-care tools is noticing when I'm struggling and catching myself. So, I looked back and realized that summer has been so busy and I've been doing so many fun and adventurous and exciting things that I have not been doing my gratitude practice, a formal nightly journal where I just bullet list 3 things I'm grateful for. And as the end of school rolled around, I sort of didn't have the same cues for the gratitude practices that I have with my kids. So it was interesting. My husband and I talked about, well, we need to bring back our like mealtime gratitude practice and our morning time gratitude practice, which is I usually do in the car on the way to school, but things have changed this summer. So I need to have a new cue for those things. And I also really, I bumped up against this like anger and loss and also judgment and shame of my own self and where I was at. And I really bumped up against a resistance to a gratitude practice in and of itself. Like I don't feel grateful. I feel angry. I don't feel grateful. I feel disrespected. I don't feel grateful. I feel impatient and sad and overwhelmed. And I had to remember that I can feel both of those things, right? So I can feel overwhelm, and then I actually know that the data shows our brain changes when we stop, take a deep breath, and ponder something we're grateful for. That we can feel overwhelmed in the same moment that we notice something to feel grateful for. That those two things are not mutually exclusive. We can always include gratitude into our moments of challenge as a way of supporting ourselves, not as a way of like shifting to positive vibes only. Because that really doesn't work if you're struggling, right? You can't just tell yourself, oh, these vibes I'm feeling just aren't good. I need to somehow dump those and shift to something different. There is a process, and your process is really important to you, and your child's process is really important to them. So when we're inviting gratitude into our lives as a tool or a strategy for changing the way we feel in the moment, we're not trying to override or deny or distract ourselves from the underlying root causes of our overwhelm, our reaction, our loss, our irritation. We are using it as a tool to move forward, and it's a really helpful tool. I recommend having a formal gratitude practice. So using a journal and, and have all seen the joy journals that I have published for kids, which is really, really great after a hard day. But I also like finding little cues during the day, like when you make breakfast, which is now what I'm trying to use as my new morning gratitude tool, or a cue like brushing your teeth. So when I brush my teeth, I put my phone down and I take some deep breaths and I really try to just think like, what am I grateful for as the 2-minute timer on my toothbrush blazes on. I am grateful for this community, for the ability to be real and to struggle and to know that A, I'm not alone, and B, when I share it, we can find ways to learn from it, to grow, and to support each other without judgment. So thank you for being a really dear part of this mindful parenting revolution. It's a process that's ever unfolding and always continuing, right? No one's gonna I'm not gonna wake up one day and win some sort of award or trophy for like most grateful person on the planet, and then I'll never have to like use gratitude as a practice again. I'm always going to work to find gratitude in happy moments and in challenging moments because I know that is healthy and supportive for me to do all the time, regularly. There's never a point that you like reach the pinnacle of gratitude and you like don't have to do it anymore. That's not the goal. The goal is to do it as a lifelong practice because it supports and sustains you and those around you. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments. Yeah, can we just talk about when we've really struggled in the past couple of weeks and how hard it was to find gratitude in those moments and how you supported yourself? Tell me what you're grateful for.